My name is Whit and I am 29 years old. I live in Topeka, Kansas. I work for the Kansas Council on Developmental Disabilities. I'm diagnosed with autism, depression, anxiety, and PTSD. I am an avid Rubik's Cube lover, and I'm also a proud cat mom. I write short stories about my life, and that's just a passion of mine. And honestly, I say that to say, getting to where I'm at now, it has not been an easy process that didn't come with a lot of challenges. I've been in the mental hospital over a dozen times, and I have survived a suicide attempt. A person who is interacting with me today may not know that literally last week I was in the ER struggling with a mental health crisis. Growing up, I didn't have the word autism even in my vocabulary. No one really talked to me about it. I can think back to my very first day of kindergarten. I was screaming, I was crying, and then I wasn't talking because I didn't know how to communicate what I was feeling on the inside. I threw up at school almost every day to the point where they stopped sending me home and I just had a change of clothes in the nurse's office. My mom tried everything she could to get me to go to school, but I didn't have friends. I coped the best way that I knew possible. I was addicted to self-harm. I struggled with that addiction for many years as a teenager. As a person who's been in the mental hospital over a dozen times, I want to preface by saying that the mental hospital, for me, has honestly saved my life on numerous times, because as much as I hate having to go, as overwhelming and as scary and lonely as it is to be in there, I know from personal experience as a person who has struggled with suicidal ideation that going to the mental hospital has saved my life. After high school and into my early 20s, I lived with my mom and my grandparents. As much as they loved me, I felt like a burden. I felt like I was exhausting them and overwhelming them. I think I was around 24 when I first moved out of my mom's house and into an apartment. When I got my job, I was still receiving Social Security benefits, my Section 8 housing voucher, food stamps. So in order to protect my benefits and to do a trial work, I was able to put each of my paychecks when I first started into my ABLE account.
I've been working in the disability policy community for over 20 years. And I've seen very successful advocacy movements happen, like our work on the Achieving a Better Life Experience Act, or the ABLE Act. And what the ABLE Act did was create a private sector solution to a public sector problem, meaning that people with disabilities up until that point could only save $2,000 in assets in their name, $2,000 at any given time, or they would put their benefits, their federal and state benefits, in jeopardy, like Medicaid and Social Security. And so what we did with the passage of the ABLE Act was to create a checking, savings, and investment tool where a person with a disability could save more than $2,000 and maintain their benefits like Medicaid and Social Security, or SSI or SSDI.
So I was able to work while still receiving benefits and then gradually transition off of those benefits, like Social Security, housing vouchers, and things like that. Being able to work for KCDD has really given me access to a life that has meaning and it feels purposeful. I no longer am living my life with no direction. Even when I'm struggling, I have a job to show up to. It just helps my emotional well-being. I've always been passionate for supporting people and helping people, but now these passions, I'm able to put them to action, and that has just helped me so much.
We are the only statewide DD council in the entire country that employs people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Whit and her lived experience adds so much value to our organization, our staff, and really just the culture of the work that we do statewide.
The work that Whit and Sarah do is important because of, first, the passion they bring to it, but the importance of the people they represent, and bringing that with such a thorough understanding to all of the areas to engage partners like the Treasurer's Office, like the providers, to advocate for what they need to truly bring a better life, not only for those people, but everyone that's around them.
Especially people like me with a developmental disability, to know, hey, like, healing is possible, and living a life that feels meaningful and has purpose is possible.